Whew, these brakes are awesome. Way better than stock. MT7 Pro. Yeah, definitely a nice upgrade. Took it all apart because I don't want to leak brake fluid everywhere. I lost the screw. This is the battery backing. This screw right there that I lost. I think it's sitting in here. In there, you see that? It's right under the belt. Got that sucker. I might have to take off the top clamp if I can't get this through there. Alright, and we're through. We got it. Alright, we're gonna get these shipped out. I wasn't gonna upgrade the brakes just yet because the brakes are actually really good on this, except for these Magura floaters. They don't work very well with the stock brakes, but the stock brakes with the stock rotors actually work really well. My only issue with the stock rotors is I think they're just stamped steel, and with how hard I'm braking, I feel like I would just warp the fuck out of them. That's why I went with Magura floaters. Also, somebody hit me up to buy these, so that's another reason why I'm just upgrading them now. I also just realized I put back the clamp and I didn't throw the line through. In 3, 2, bam, got it. It's through, baby. We got the package. Prius or the RS? That's not a hard decision. All right, I got them mounted up. The only issue now, this. Super long cables. Alright, so now we got everything kind of mocked up the way we want. The front is gonna be somewhere like right here, and I might mark that with like tape or something. Alright, so I have the brake lever pointed upwards. I've already marked where I want to cut, which is right here. Loosen this, take out the brake line. Brake systems are kind of sealed, so it almost works like a straw. When you plug one side of the straw, water won't come out the other side even though it's open. We're gonna use our clippers to clip where we want. This is what seals the brake line. This goes into the brake line. This piece seals everything together once you tighten down that 8mm nut. So I'm gonna go ahead and loosen this nut. I'm gonna have my clippers ready. Right about there. And I'm keeping this end up as well as this end up, because once I clip this, all that fluid's just gonna rush out of one side. Get a nice crisp snip. Okay, keep everything kind of up. What I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna stick this nipple in there. Now that that's all the way in, okay, now we want to drop this into this hole right here. And when we go to tighten it, it'll crimp it down essentially. Push this in all the way as far as it goes. Hold it down with that finger, hand tight first, and then this process will crimp it. And it doesn't need to be like crazy tight. All I'm doing here is just using my index finger to get it somewhat tight. That should be good. Alright, so you're going to take your brake caliper off one more time before we actually tighten everything down and test the brakes. We need to clean out the rotor with some brake cleaner because it has old pad dust and oils that are kind of in there, and when we go to bed the brakes or seat the brakes, you don't want any of that crap getting on the new pads. Be real generous with your brake cleaner. All that crap right there. Alright, there's a couple techniques that you can do to get these actually aligned correctly. One way would be to turn on the bike, spin the tire, and then hold the rear brake, and then tighten the caliper. That's typically what I do on a motorcycle, and it works most of the time. What I've found with these, especially the Suron, is these calipers are not really straight. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and pump the rear brake, okay, until it gets solid. Okay, that's pretty solid. Put this light under here while I tighten it. You'll be able to see light on both sides. This is how I get it aligned, like almost perfectly, and there's like no rubbing, no squeaking, nothing like that. So I like using this technique. So all I'm doing is just kind of putting my ear next to it, and I'll listen for squeals or rubbing, and I think I got it perfect. I don't hear no rubbing at all. Yeah, that's really good. Alright, so I couldn't get it out fully in the front, but that's probably because it's the floating rotor. Like I said, it kind of moves back and forth. What I'm hoping is I go to seat the brakes or bed the brakes, it'll maybe take out some of that material from the pads and it'll widen it just enough to where there's no more. I mean, it's not even that bad. I'm just really anal. All right, let's go seat these brakes. Where does this go? I think this goes underneath. Oh my god. So really, to seat the brakes or to bed them, go in a straight line, go really fast, and then hold the brakes down gently, and then go, hold the brakes down gently, and if you can, kind of keep the throttle on and keep the brakes down gently to let them get some heat. So right now I got both brakes held down and I got the throttle going. This is kind of like the best way to do it. What you could do is go really fast, hold them down really tight. Go really fast, hold them down really tight. Go, hold the brake. And that's it.